The iOS 15 has been good to us. It's been one of the best updates that I've used on an iPhone. I'm currently using the iPhone 11 with 64 gigabytes. And using the iOS 15 on my iPhone 11 has been mind-blowing. Today I'm going to be talking about how I make a minimalist setup to get through the day on my iPhone 11. Firstly, I have the weather widget that's usually placed on top, and when it's placed on top, what's nice about this weather widget is that I can get to swipe up. When I swipe higher, I see the clock, Spotify, the podcast because I usually listen to podcasts, and back to the weather, which makes it easier for me to access instead of having all those apps on the home screen. I love my home screen clean. The first app that I have on my home screen is the Bolt app. I usually use the Bolt app mostly in Tanzania for transportation from one place to another, and compared to its counterpart Uber, which is a bit more expensive in Tanzania. So for financial purposes, I use the Bolt app. The next app that I use is Notability. I have Notability on my homepage because I use Notability a lot. I am a medical doctor and I like to go read my notes once in a while, especially when I'm just sitting at home. I refer back to my notes from medical school, and as they always say, we never stop learning. So all the notes, all the articles that I come across, I put them on Notability, then I get to read them later, either sitting outside or waiting for the coffee to brew. The third app that I have is the generic iPhone calendar app. I prefer using this app because it's simple and I can get it in a dark mode that goes with the red, and I'm usually a simple guy. Makes life so easy and it's very nice to work with. The next app that I have is the photo app. I like using the generic photo app on the iPhone because it comes up with this self-made slideshows that are usually for memories. So I can go look at memories from back in the day, and sometimes they can just give you random memories, which makes my day and actually fill my heart, which is really, really nice to have. The fifth app that I have is the Lightroom app. I like using the Lightroom app on my phone because when I don't feel like editing on my laptop, I can easily just grab my phone, snap a picture. After snapping a picture, I can put in my preset from my computer, and that makes editing way, way easier. The next app that I have is called MD Calc. MD Calc is an app that I use most in the hospital. It's a calculator, especially when I want to calculate the wall score and when I want to calculate the bishop score. This app is a very minimalistic app and straightforward. It's literally just a calculator for everything that you might need. The seventh app that I have is Medscape. As you guys know, I'm a medical doctor. So when I'm in the hospital and going through some of the drugs, I get to forget some of the dosages. So Medscape is an app that can help you with that. You just put in the name of the drug and the multiple dosages come up for both pediatric and the elderly. The eighth app that I have is the Google Maps app. Yes, I'm using the Google Apps map because I got to realize that the Apple Apps map in Tanzania and most African countries is not as specific or as sensitive as possible. Sometimes you put in a place and you end up in the ocean. So I got to realize that with the Google Maps app, everything is spot on and I don't get to be lost when using the map, especially in a new country. It can be a bit tricky. The next set of apps that I have, I call them Finance, which is my Vodacom app. I use my Vodacom app in Tanzania to buy data instead of trying to memorize the *150*, which is a method of buying airtime bundles without using the app. Next, I use the M-Pesa app, which is also a Vodacom app. I enjoy using this app because I can get to buy electricity, send money around, and it's a user-friendly app to use, usually for free. Then the next app that I have is the F&B app. I like using the I'm in Tanzania or any other country, I can get to receive money from home, move money around from PayPal to FNB and withdraw it in Tanzania. As much as it can be a tedious process, it actually works, but the charges are humongous. The next app that I use is called the Tigo Pesa app, which is a rival to the M-Pesa app. I like using both apps because I have both lines, and sometimes I would like to give money in one phone, especially the hospital phone, and sometimes the other phone. So it's always nice having both of them. The next app that I have is the PayPal app. I enjoy having the PayPal app because I get to receive a lot of payment from different people who are not in South Africa, so it's usually an easier method of payment. Then I use the XE app. Since I'm in a foreign country, I like checking the different currencies from Tanzanian shillings to rands to US dollars to Ghanaian cedis and more. And I also have the Ticket app, which I don't really use that much unless I have to buy gifts for family. Then I have the Google Translator app. I enjoy using the Google Translator app because being in a foreign country, when I'm not sure of the words, that's how I got to learn the language. You put in the word and the word comes. And I also work with a Turkish chef when taking pictures, so I also get to use the Google Translator app for that. Next, I have the Instagram app, which I use mostly for my clients and for my own personal Instagram and business, and it's self-explanatory. The last app is WhatsApp for communication with friends and family. And what I also like about the iOS is that I don't have to keep all my apps on the home screen, but I can go to App Library and just type in, for example, Twitter, and I go straight to the app. That's the nice thing about the iOS 15 on the iPhone 11. On the home screen, at the bottom, I have my phone book, I have my Safari, I have my messages, and I have my emails. We are at a nice reaching length, so my hand doesn't get tired, and that's the most used apps. If you noticed, all the most used apps are on the bottom line, and there's some of the apps that you're not seeing on my screen because I have it on the notification pad on the right. I have the camera, which I can easily use just by sliding down, and also sliding down I have the calculator, so I don't have to have the calculator app on the main screen. And I also have the notes, which is the notepad, and I don't also have to have that on the screen, making life a bit easier. And when I swipe right, I can have the app library where I can see all the apps that are not on the home screen, which makes life easier. Although it's a bit foreign for my hands, sometimes I get to use both my hands. Otherwise, there's nothing to complain about on this phone. It's good, it's fast, and I love it. Although I would love to switch to the iPhone 12 mini in due time, but apart from that, I'll stick with the iPhone 11 for now and enjoy the iOS experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay updated for more.